All right, second grade, let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, everyone. Good morning, second grade. Great to have you back with me on this Monday, another remote learning week. It's going to be a great week, everybody. We have some new things that we're learning, and we have plenty of practice as well. All right, let's hop right into our agenda for the day and see what we need to get done for Monday. All right, heading into our agenda, first things first, let's look and find our link for the morning meeting. Right here, 9 o'clock. Make sure you are joining us for the morning meeting. Next is our morning work. Let's look in the classwork tab to see what the morning work is for today. So I believe the first couple things on here are telling time. So all you need to do is look at the clock and write the time in over here next to the 2 dots. I put the dots in for you. So the left side, you're putting in your hours. Right side, you're putting in your minutes for both of these clocks. And be careful. Remember, that minute hand is on that left side of the clock, so it gets a little bit tricky. Don't let it trick you up, okay? Use everything that you know about clocks to tell the time. All right, then below, I've got 2 sentences for you. I would like you to find all the nouns and the adjectives for both sentences. So first sentence is, Baxter is a big black dog. The second sentence is, the small fluffy orange cat was sleeping in the sun. Remember, your nouns are people, places, things. Adjectives are those describing words that describe the nouns. So there are plenty in here. Find as many as possible and then put them in the correct category on the right side. Lastly, joke of the day. Why do bicycles fall over? This one is coming from Mrs. DePrisco, and this one got me all cracked up. So you are going to love this one as well. I know it. So as soon as you check out the answer, click the turn in button, and let's head into the next thing for our day. All right. Let that go away. There we go. Next thing up is reading an ELA. Today you're starting something a little bit new, and I found this awesome video that explains compound sentences. And man, they do an awesome job in this video. So please watch the entire video. They give you great examples and they break down the sentence structure so it's super easy to understand. All right? Please make sure you're giving that a watch. Then you're going on the Google slide to complete one question that has to do with making a compound sentence. Remember, we know a lot about compound words. When we have 2 words, put them together for a new word. It's kind of like the same thing, but for sentences. You're combining them together into a nice, big, complex sentence, and they're awesome. All right, so we'll click on the Google slide, check this out. Yeah, just one page. It says compound sentences. A butterfly has wings, a butterfly flies. Make a compound sentence from the 2 sentences. If you watched that video before, you'll know exactly how to do that. So down here where it says type here, you're going to click. You can get rid of the type here, back that up. And you need to combine those 2 sentences into one single sentence that makes sense. All right, make sure you're watching the video before because there's good connecting words, conjunctions, that can make this into an awesome complete sentence. Okay? When you're done with this, remember there's no turn in button up here. You have to exit out, go into view assignment, and then you can click your turn in button right here, and they'll turn in the Google slide. So when you click the turn in button, you need to read to self for 30 to 40 minutes. Remember, you can use Raz Kids if you are out of books. And lastly, going on to Lexia or IXL Language Arts for 20 minutes to wrap up ELA. All right. Next is writing time. Oops, got lost for a second. There we go. And I decided to go back to creative writing, except this time there are no prompts. I'm not giving you anything to prompt you with for writing. because I know a lot of you just like to create stories. So why don't we have that be the focus for this week? But I do have some guidelines to kind of help you and steer you into the right direction. So, number one, it must be school appropriate. Number two, your story must have a beginning, a middle, and an ending. So it needs to be a complete story. It can't just be a little snippet. It's got to be a full story. Number three, it must have characters. They could be animals, they could be humans, creatures, anything, but they have to be characters and they should be named. Number four, must have some sort of problem and a resolution to that problem towards the end of the story. So just like when we do book summaries, we talk about the problem of the book. There needs to be a problem in your story, and there needs to be some resolution to that problem towards the end of the book that kind of wraps up the story. That's what makes stories really interesting. And number five, make sure you're spending 20 minutes a day working on it. If you finish early, find a way to keep adding to this story. And there are plenty of ways that you can add to your story. Remember, when we talk about book summaries, there are important events that happen in the book that don't really they kind of have to do with the problem, but it's not the problem. These are events that really keep the book moving and keep things really interesting. So try to put in some important events in there. And trust me, you can really fill up a lot of space with those important events. Please upload pictures of your story to the Google Doc, or you may type it out. The rest is up to you. Have fun and write. So, you click View Assignment. There's your Google Doc right there, where you can put all your work in. And like I said, you can type this one out if you want to. Otherwise, please feel free to do it on paper, because I know that when I do my writing, I like to do it on paper first. All right, that's writing for this week. Your special is library, and it's called Organize. Fiction books in the library are organized by the first three letters of the author's last name. This keeps the library neat and orderly so material can be easily found. Sometime during the week, clean and organize an area of your house or room so you can easily find what you are looking for. Share a picture of before and after if you want to. Great assignment. I love that one. And make sure to upload a picture if you want to, okay? So cool. Try to get to that this week, my second grade friends. Math. Something new. We're working on graphing for this week and next week. That's how we're going to be wrapping up second grade. I created a mini lesson on pictographs right here. And you did pictographs last year, but this mini lesson kind of has a second grade spin on it. So make sure you watch it. Then complete the Google slide on pictographs. So let's take a look at the slides. All right. Looks like you are analyzing these graphs. They're pictographs because they use pictures to show data. And over here it says number of students and pets. So this must be like a vote. So it wants to know how many people voted for dog. So you're going to count up dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know that each pet equals one student voting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You're going to click over here. Double click. And then you're putting in your answer. 5. Remember, you have to double click over here to get that cursor to come up for any of these. Okay. So you're putting in your votes. This page, you're analyzing the data. How many students have a pet snake? And then double click down here and you're going to answer that question. And then the last page, page number 3. Which type of pet do the most students have? You're going to analyze the data, check it out, and then write in your answer here. And remember, there's no turn in button. You need to go to View Assignment, Turn In. That way it's turned in. Even if you don't click this turn in button, I'll still find it. Don't worry. And to wrap up math today, go on to IXL Math, which are the R's. And just do the starred ones in the R's because there's a whole bunch of different graphing stuff in there that I don't want you to get to just yet. Or Dreambox for 20 minutes. Okay? So there's that. And we're going to wrap up the day with science, which is kind of a fun one. And there's some choice for science this week too, which I really like. This week for science, I would like us to all take a creative look at solving problems and creating something unique. In the science PDF, you will see task cards on the first page that will challenge you to do something. The second page has questions for each task that I would like you to answer in the Google Doc. Insert all your work into the Google Doc. You may choose to do as many of these tasks as you want. Please make sure to include a picture of your design or model for each task that you do. And have fun. This one is just for fun. I think this is a really cool one. All right, so you have 8 choices. I'm just going to read off a couple of these. How can I build an unsinkable boat with only 2 materials? So that's a challenge, right? How can I design shoes inspired by nature? Ooh, you'd have to look outside and think about that one. How can I make a tool to help me blank? So maybe it's a problem that you have and you have an idea for a tool that you could make. Great ideas, right? Pick a task that you would like to try out today, and then there's a couple of questions that go with each task. So, for example, this one says the helpful tool one. That's the one that we just did. I'd like you to answer these questions. What does your tool help you do? How does the size affect its usefulness? Why create this tool instead of using something that already exists? Can you use this tool in more than one way? Is this tool child-friendly or does it require adult supervision? So you'll see that each one of these match up with one of these up top. And they might be switched because they're meant to be printed out and double-sided. So just make sure you're reading the tops of these to figure out which one you are doing. Okay, once you figure out what you want to do, you can put all your work in the Google Doc right below this. So there we go. In this column right here, you're going to put your answers for whichever task card you pick. Make sure you tell me which task you're doing. And then a picture of your design or model that goes with that task card. So if you are able to, I'd really like you guys to design and model some things for these STEM task cards. I think that'd be really cool and really fun. So have fun with that this week. There's a lot in there that you can do. Do as many of them as you want. Once you finish one, you can obviously start a new one. But definitely, I'm looking for at least 1 or 2 done for each student, okay? That's what we got, second grade. Again, happy Monday. It's going to be a great week. I will see you all at 9 o'clock for our morning meeting, and then I will see a lot of you for small groups after that. Have a wonderful day. See you in a bit.